Hi, I'm Chef Raphael and welcome to today's episode. Today I'm going to show you a quick and easy meal that you can actually prepare in less than 10 minutes or in about 10 minutes. It's pork chops. Basically, these are pork fillets that I've cut them into small cutlets or small slices. I've cooked it together with some sweet corn, basil and spinach vegetables, fried vegetables. It's a quick meal. It has some chili. It's perfect. Actually, I also put it a little bit of lemon juice. Watch till the end and you see how simple it is to make it. I'll put the ingredients list because it's quite a lot of ingredients in this, but you check the ingredient list in the description of this video, and I hope you get to try yours. Let's get cooking. So I have a wide variety of ingredients here, and let me take you through the ingredients that I have. I'll start with the pork. So this is the pork fillet. It's basically like the beef tenderloin, like the beef fillet that we have. This is a tender piece of meat. Can you use beef? Possibly. I've never. This recipe is something. It's a recipe that I discovered online, and I felt this is a great way of making pork. So I haven't tried it with any other meat, but whatever meat that you try it with, just make sure that it's tender. So this is pork tenderloin. I have a lemon. This will add later when in the cooking process. I have some basil. Basil has a nice taste. It's like a spicy taste and goes perfectly well as a whole combination. I have baby spinach. This is the baby spinach. You can get in the grocery, especially the ones that specialize in even some supermarkets, baby spinach. If you don't have this, you can actually use the other type of spinach that we have, the Swiss chard, and then cut them up in smaller pieces, but not so small. We have a sweet corn, which is what I'll start cooking after we finish the ingredients, and then some onions, some cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes also perfect in this recipe because they will add some juice, to the whole dish. I have some garlic powder, and I'll show you how I'll use it on the meat. And then salt and pepper, some oil, and some margarine to cook the meat. So this is a really quick recipe. The meat doesn't take long to cook. But let me start now with the veggies, and then we'll come back to the meat a little bit later. So why do we have the corn? The corn in this recipe is actually to give some texture, to give some flavor. Where the flavor is coming in, we are going to char this sweet corn. We're going to cook it on a dry pan, on a hot pan, to start having some charred marks. So you can actually char this in advance. Let's say on a gas cooker, cook it, or even to get some dark marks to cook it, but we'll do it on the pan. So when you're doing this, all you need sharp knife, and then I'll cut the corn like that. So you actually go slightly deeper into the corn. So I've already cleaned it, and this one won't take long to cook. And like I said, cooking them on a dry pan get the charred marks. So that's ready. So now to cook the corn kernels, the sweet corn, until it's charred, you need a hot pan. So I've turned on the heat for the pan, not too hot, medium to high, not the highest setting. Put a little bit of salt, and then that should be enough, and then the corn like that. So this is a little bit too much. This should be enough. So the idea now is to start cooking this. They'll start getting charred on dry heat, and while this is cooking, what I'll do is to cut the onions, which I'll also add here. Slice the onion. So you may be asking yourself, what if I don't want a charred taste? You can use cooked. It's not going to be the same, but you can actually use cooked boiled corn. Yeah, that's it. When you use boiled corn, it will not be the same taste. And I've used 2 onions here. So as they continue cooking, they'll also start producing some the liquid inside the corn. So it's also preventing them from burning. Yes, this is exactly how I want it. This is perfect. So while that is happening, what I'm going to do is start cooking the meat. I'll actually turn on the pan. Transfer this on the side here, and then turn on the heat for the pan. A little bit of oil. So you want it to get hot first. And now the trick with the pork is to have some of the garlic powder. I'll sprinkle the garlic powder on both sides as a seasoning. Pork and garlic really go well together. And this is the perfect way of using garlic powder, because sometimes you tend not to use a lot of it in the house. So sweet corn will start popping like popcorn. So the pan is hot. A little bit of salt on the pork. This pork will cook really fast. So make sure the oil is spread all over the pan, and then start at the top. And so the idea of the pork is to brown it on both sides. Again, it cooks really fast. The garlic will definitely add some good flavor. The garlic powder. So once it browns on the first side evenly, I'll turn it to the other side. Yes. So I'm keeping an eye on the sweet corn as well. So at this point, add a little bit of the butter or margarine. I'll also add a little bit of black pepper. So back to the sweet corn. So you see the charring is happening, but also some of it is being stuck on the pan. All this will come out when I add a little bit of cooking oil, like that. And also I'll add the cherry tomatoes. So I'll switch this back like that. So we increase the heat for the sweet corn. I'll add the cherry tomatoes. I'll cut them into half. So the pork is ready. I'll turn it off. A little bit of more oil. So something I didn't mention when I started, I'll also add a little bit of chili. So this is like a salsa. And then the pork, back to the pork. Pork is ready. Again, it doesn't take long to cook, and I'll set it aside on a side plate. Leave it to rest, ready for serving. What I'll also do right now is deglaze my pan. I'll add a little bit of water. Now I'll add the rest of the vegetables, the baby spinach, a little bit of the basil, then mix them all together. Salt. So a little bit more of the greens. The greens don't take long to cook. And finally, to liven up the dish, a little bit of the lemon juice. You can also use some vinegar. Give it a taste first, just to make sure that the salt is enough. So now it's ready. Serve it. Now, before I serve it, this is the vegetables for this dish. You can actually have it with rice. Actually, this is a good idea. Rice and the vegetables and the meat. Perfect. So I'm going to serve it. And now the pork pieces, just like that. Leave one piece for tasting. A bit of the liquid from the vegetables. And that's it. So I have one piece left. What I want to do is actually taste it together with I don't want to spoil this first. I haven't taken a photo for it that I need for this video. Wow. The secret is in the garlic powder. I can taste it, the crispiness, and then together with this. The spinach and the basil makes it excellent, and then the cherry tomatoes, it makes it moist. The hint of chili. Awesome. This is something I'm sure you'll enjoy. Give it a try. Let me know how yours turns out. The recipe, I'll put the recipe in the description. This has a lot of ingredients. Give it a try. This is a quick meal. This is a meal that you can actually cook in 10 minutes. It's actually a recipe I got to see some times back. Tried it out, it was perfect, and I said, this I have to share. This is my take of it, and I hope you'll enjoy it. And until next time, I'm signing out. Goodbye.